She comes in colors everywhere. This lyric from the Rolling Stones is something that I identify with because I too feel like I have a colorful personality. My name is Ashton Frankland. My zodiac sign is an Aries. My blood type is O negative, and I'm recovering from the flu right now, so I apologize for my voice and my appearance. During my speech today, I'm going to talk about my family, my education, my job, and then my future career as a diagnostician. So I'll start with family. Family is something that's always been very important to me because family is just always there for you. They're there from the beginning and they'll be there in the end, at least in my case. So it's something that's very important to me. I was born in Beaumont, Texas. I lived there till I was 5 years old until I moved to Nederland before kindergarten to start school. I grew up with 3 brothers. I have one older brother that's 4 years my senior, and then 2 brothers that are both 4 years younger than me. And growing up with 3 brothers was a challenge in its own, but it definitely shaped me to who I am today. I graduated from Nederland High School, and I graduated last year. My older brother graduated from Nederland High School 4 years before me, and then one of my little brothers is currently enrolled as a freshman there, so he's almost done. During my childhood, we suffered a bit of financial instability. We moved around quite a bit. We lived in about 15 different houses or apartments the whole time I was with my mother, so that affected us a lot, but we came out stronger because of it. And that leads me to my next quote. Make the most of all the chances that you get. This verse from Ephesians 11 through 16 is something that I can apply to my life because I might not have had much a lot of the time, but I made the most of everything. And this also applies to my career at my job and then my educational career because I'm juggling being a full-time student and a full-time worker. But I used the inspiration from my financial instability to inspire me to get my first job 3 years ago at a church in Groves, Texas, where I was a teacher to kids about pre-K age. I teach them about the Bible, about God, and we do activities and stuff. And I've been there for 3 years, but after a while, the working just Wednesdays wasn't enough for me. It started to take a toll on my paycheck and my growing shopping addiction. So I had to sought another job, and that's where I ended up at Little Wooden Shoes in Nederland, Texas, where I had my second job. Here I'm a twos teacher, and I have 15 beautiful babies that just teach me so much every day. They teach me about life and teach me about how unique they all are, and so I'm forever grateful for them. On top of work, I also am a full-time student at Lamar University. I'm a freshman. I'm attending my first semester there, and my major is general studies right now. So being a full-time student and working full-time is easier because I can take all online classes, but that is a challenge in itself because online classes are hard. You have to keep up with them. And balancing work and school, I also try to maintain a social life. So every weekend I try to hang out with my friends as often as possible, and during the week we try to hang out too, but it's hard when we all have busy schedules. But they're all important in my life. And one of the most important things in my life is my dog Cody. He's my best friend and is also doubling as my visual representation today. He's 15 years old. He's blind in both eyes and just recently got diagnosed with diabetes, so if he looks sickly, it's because he is, and he usually doesn't bob his head like that. He's my best friend, and I don't know what I'd do without him. He's been with me my whole life, and he's just so important to me. And that leads me to the child care, inspiring me to make my career decision with what I want to be when I graduate college. When I'm done with college, I want to become a diagnostician. An educational diagnostician is someone who specializes in working with special needs kids and diagnosing them. This is important because the families of special needs kids need help sometimes because all kids are unique and they all have different approaches to learning and they all need help different ways. But special needs kids are especially true to this because they need the extra attention, and I hope that I can give that to them and their families to help ease the burdens. One of my biggest goals in life is to finally get the stability that I wanted. I hope to have a solid job and I hope to have a solid home. And by becoming a diagnostician, I hope that I can finally achieve that stability. This leads me to my final quote. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of another. This quote from, I can't remember the name, especially in my career to become a diagnostician, because I hope to lighten as many burdens as I can for all the kids and all the families as possible. Because I want everybody to be as successful as they can be. And I hope that that's what I can achieve with becoming a diagnostician. So today I told you about my family, my school, my job, and my future plans. My name is Ashton Frankland, and thank you for listening to my speech.